Hello and welcome to TXM TV. I'm Anthony Clyne and today I'm joined by Rob Chittenden. Hi Rob, how are you?
Yeah, hi Anthony. Hello everyone.
Great to see you Rob and thanks for coming back again. And also Pete Rewi, how are you Peter?
I'm good, thank you very much. Hey Rob, how are you?
Hi Pete.
Fantastic. And today our topic is around leadership. And I want to explore some of the really good leadership that we're seeing around the world and in our workplace, in our local communities around COVID-19. So we're seeing disruption that we've never seen before. And this disruption is taking our leaders to bind together large groups of people to behave in new ways to achieve a common purpose. And it's fascinating, the speed and the methodology of leadership. And one type of leadership I'm noticing here in Australia, I'm calling experimental leadership. And this is along the lines of lean thinking, because what's happening is I'm seeing the leaders working together, having public debate because they do disagree. They're forming opinions based on not on facts, but also on a democratic process, which has a place in our society and our values. And they're making decisions, and they're making decisions, and they're saying, if we are successful at this small experiment, then that will give us a better outcome. But if we're not successful, then we have to go to a less better outcome. And so they're sort of leaving it up to the community to embrace the new behaviours or not. And so I'm calling that experimental leadership. And I think that is a leadership style that is very embracing and collaborative in a workplace. And along the lines of how TXM work in our workplaces is we listen and we recommend and we influence, but very rarely do the people we work with just come in decisively make a decision that they wanted without considering and having that collaboration. And Rob, what leadership examples are you seeing?
Oh, we're certainly seeing quite a variety of leadership styles, especially where we're dealing with a very serious topic about being safe. So it's not about trying to how much money you can make or other financial outcomes. It's basically how do we lead people to be safe. And we've seen some great leaders in like the governors in America. Some of them are doing a fantastic job. Our local leaders, and our prime ministers are doing a great job in both countries about how they're trying to, keep us safe, keep us still engaged with the topic, showing us very simple things that we can do. We've had to challenge our current processes because lots of things have been disrupted. And, they're having to get others to act. We're seeing the state premiers do a wonderful job as well. And a lot of them, particularly here in Victoria, Dan Andrews is certainly leading from the heart. He's putting things out on social media that are what we're all dealing with. So I think we've seen a really good range of leadership styles out there, Anthony.
Yeah, and there are many different styles, and what the key thing is that they embrace their personalities. So the individuals are allowed to lead, but they're bringing in their personalities, and I'm seeing that also in New Zealand. Peter, what's your perspective of leadership?
Yeah, look, globally there's lots of discussion on what good leadership looks like and what bad leadership looks like. I suppose I'm probably more inclined to be thinking about good leadership in the workspace. Here in New Zealand, back to your point about experimental leadership, transitional leadership is a big talking point right now. And for those that are unfamiliar with transitional leadership, best way of describing it is if you start your year with a strategy that you've put together and something happens which basically puts everything into disarray, i.e. COVID.
Yes.
Good transitional leadership would be the ability to actually take a step back, take a breath, now ask the question, how much of our strategy do we need to review and what do we need in order to actually pivot and adjust so that we can either hit the existing targets or hit new targets. Now, at the same time, back to what Anthony and Rob have mentioned, we've got a very social leadership style starting to appear right now. I'm going to go out there and say that it's very important for leaders to also give consideration to where their business is going to be in 12 to 18 months. And so you need to really juggle. You'll be juggling balls. One of them is social, to ensure that your teams are happy about coming to work and doing the right things. And the other side, you're worried less about the fact that you haven't planned for impact to your business. And that's that helicopter view. You stand up, you get in your helicopter, look down. What are all the things I've got to play with for the next 12 months? Is my target the same as it was 4 months ago or 3 months ago? If not, what do me and my team need to do to change so that we can do it without major impact? So what do you think? Rob, any points on that?
Yeah, well, how well we've handled this crisis is going to affect your customers in the future. So have you positioned yourself well enough to attract those customers coming back? And that's going to be where we're all going to be once things are, start trading in the slow way and then ramping up. It's still going to come back to attracting customers into your store or to buy your goods, whatever business that you're in. So how well you've demonstrated leadership in this is sort of how well you've looked after your customer base. So setting good examples in the leadership area is really important.
Yeah, no, fully agree. This collaborative, good leadership is collaborative leadership. If you've got a small team of 3 to 4, it's about all 3 or 4 working well. And so, we started the question with, what does good leadership look like in a COVID environment? Good leadership for me, it's having an agreement amongst the people that need to be pushing the business in the right direction, but also being continuously conscious about the societal needs and the needs of our individual staff members.
Yeah,
and we would have all seen that the way we've had to engage at a higher level to deal with working remotely, or how we've had to be, lots of people have had to have kids in the meetings, or, we all had the experience at the supermarkets with no product there. So we have been challenged a lot around, the changes to processes and how we do that. So being strong, maybe stepping up a little bit, doing a little bit more than extra, it may help at this time. So it is all about getting, showing what you can do. And that's leadership.
Completely. And look, no disagreement. Both our countries have been doing a stellar job, just purely on the reaction of the general public across New Zealand and Australia. It's been fantastic.
That's right, Peter. And I think another side of our leaders that's shining through is the humility, and the leaders are now seen more as individuals struggling themselves, and they're sharing their dilemmas with their press and the general population. And so they're a lot more vulnerable than they were in the past through this transitional phase. And that gives them a more human side, and it enables a greater level of empathy and connection with the people that they're leading. And that's what at TXM we coach our leaders, our clients, to lead in that style. So anything else before we wind up for the day?
No, we are all in it together. So there's no hiding that some people have been protected from this and others haven't. So we are all in it together. So leadership is important for that.
And Rob, Peter, anything from yourself?
No, look, I agree with what Rob had to say. and I stick by my point. I know you guys agree. Both these countries have done a stellar job, brilliant job.
Fantastic. And so, so we want to thank everybody. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Rob, for this discussion. Remember to have comments on our LinkedIn page. Write to us at txmtv@txm.com. I'm Anthony Clyne, and thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, everybody.
Cheers. Bye-bye.